What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today's video, we're going to take a look at the all-new 2025 Toyota Camry. This one is an XSE, finished off in heavy metal, has a premium package along with a 19-inch wheel package. MSRP is $41,800 as tested. We go ahead and take a look at what is going to power the all-new Toyota Camry. The only option now is a hybrid. So there's only one engine available. We have the hood latch down here, and then we have a very heavy hood, if I can find that latch. So it weighs a ton, but underneath the hood, you're gonna find the 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder hybrid motor. Net horsepower on front wheel drive is about 225. If you opt for all wheel drive, you have 232 horsepower. On top of that, this car has a CVT transmission, and then curb weight is around 3,600 pounds. It also has a 13-gallon fuel tank, and it'll do 48 miles per gallon in the city with 47 out on the highway. Now for the new design, you got a really cool set of LED headlights, cool daytime running light surrounding this body color portion that kind of just cuts into it, similar to the new Prius. I think that's a pretty cool design. Got the Toyota badge, a little bit of an opening up above for some airflow, and then the XSE has a massive body colored front grille. Looks really cool. I love that combination. You can also see a nice LED light on the farthest side and a cool front splitter on each of the corners. Overall, it's a pretty sharp looking car with really good angles, and I like the sharp body lines throughout the front bumper that cut into the hood. Has a really nice look overall. At the side profile, these upgraded 19-inch wheels finished off in a very nice gunmetal color, multi-spoke look, definitely add to the style with this new car. Sharp line around the fender flare, and then a sharp body line throughout the side profile, right through the door handles. We have a pretty nice design for the side skirt, and then body color for the side mirrors. You also have all black trim surrounding the windows, and a full panoramic sunroof up on top with these two massive gloss black panels in glass. You also have the black trim in the back with that shark fin antenna, and then the side profile has a pretty good look to it. Looks like your normal mid-size sedan. Sharp lines really complement the new look. You can also see some sharp body lines throughout the rear fender, making their way into the taillight, and you have the full LED taillights. Nice gloss black trim throughout the center with Camry. You have the Toyota badge and a gloss black spoiler mounted on the top of that trunk. Got all your badging back here, and then a nice body colored rear diffuser, and then an integrated dual exhaust on this left side. Pretty sharp look overall. I think it really does come together. And then as we make our way to the trunk, you do have a button on the key fob, but there's also going to be one underneath the Y. You can press that and it'll manually open up. You have 15.1 cubic feet of cargo space in here. Pretty good amount of space in here, and a nice cutout on each left and right side. And then you have these manual pulls to unlock the rear seats. So if we go in here now, you can manually finish pulling them down, and then it opens out the interior quite a lot into the trunk. Good opening. They'll fold down nice and flat, and then you can see from here just how large all of that is. Easily closing the trunk, and then back into the interior, super easy. We can lift these seats up. Now this car does have genuine leather throughout the interior, which is a really nice touch. You have some plastic on the door, the nice leather for the insert, padded armrest, and then a good grab handle. And then as we make our way inside, if I pull the seat back up, you are gonna have this middle seat with an armrest as well as two cup holders. Makes it pretty useful. There's air vents and plugs back here, along with storage behind the front seats. And then closing the door at 5'11", honestly, I sit here with a lot of comfort. Good legroom, good foot room, about an inch of headroom, and then quite a lot of glass to make this feel pretty comfortable. Back seats are also at a good angle to where I'm actually sitting comfortably in here, so that's a pretty good touch. Seems like a good, useful mid-size sedan. And then as we make our way to the driver's seat now, you get a little bit more premium materials on the door panel. You get this soft touch, and then the perforated leather throughout the door's insert. Padding for the armrest, grab handle, all of your basic controls, and then more storage down below. You're gonna see power controls on this front seat, and then I like the combination of perforations throughout the smooth leather. So really good looking seats, nice material. Really can't complain at all with that, and you can see that massive panoramic sunroof shade. Now hopping in, we do have these sport pedals, which is a pretty cool touch. And then more leather on the steering wheel along with that shifter. Holding the brake down and firing it up. You don't really hear the engine turn on or anything, however, all the hybrid system will turn on. Now with this, in the slow speeds, it's going to drive basically in an EV mode. So going into reverse or something and just slowly driving, you're not going to hear the engine kick on or anything. So pretty nice to see how you can drive this hybrid in the EV mode in all of these slow speeds. Now there is the EV mode down here. You can really make sure the engine doesn't kick on. However, if you do give it a little bit too much gas or go ahead and step on the throttle, the engine is going to fire up. Now for the gauge cluster, you have a 12.3-inch display. It's pretty nice overall. You can scroll left and right and see a few different things of information scrolling through the 3 sections of the screen. Of course, you're gonna see your power on the left, speedometer, and then you can go into a few different settings all throughout it. So I think it has a pretty good use of information on it, which is nice to see. We have Bluetooth and audio controls along with cruise control settings throughout the steering wheel. Then there's going to be a set of paddle shifters for the CVT to help control the transmission just a little bit better. Stock on the right side for windshield wipers, headlights over on the left. Then we have the automatic high beams, trunk release, fuel cap release, interior dimming. The leather goes onto the dashboard. And then there's a nice soft touch for the entire upper dash. Now the passenger air vent, I really like these slots in that. It looks really cool. Just kind of integrates into the 12.3-inch display. Now this is basically what you're going to be seeing on all the Toyotas, so pretty familiar if you're used to the brand. You do have other controls you can go into and view a few more things. Comfort as well for the steering wheel. Any trip information, you have your history as well, and then any vehicle alerts. Of course, that backup camera pops up. Pretty good graphics. I wouldn't mind it being the whole size of the screen, but nonetheless, it still gets the job done. And then you're going to see the heated and ventilated seating, its own screen for all of your climate controls, making it super easy to use. Air conditioning, of course, different controls. Air vents down below with wireless phone charging and different plugs, and then a good amount of storage all throughout the center. For the drive modes, we do have an eco mode. You also have the normal and the sport with a cool display. And then the EV mode right there you can toggle into. Got a lot of padding on the armrest, and then you're going to notice quite a lot of storage down below. Taking a look at the glove box, good amount of space in here. And then one last look at the interior. It's a nice update. The Camry really does seem fun and sporty. Another look at the roof. You have all those controls, and then garage door buttons underneath your mirror. So setting off now in the Camry. So in sport mode, just given a little bit of throttle, you can really feel the hybrid system, the electronics, pull the car. So acceleration is pretty good. There's that instant throttle response and instant torque from the electric motors, and then the engine itself carries its weight very well. Given this is a larger 4-cylinder, the engine itself actually has a good amount of beef to it, to where this car's never really stressing to accelerate. You know, if you go way too small on the engine, you're just going to be stressing the engine, burning more gas. So I think Toyota did a really good job giving you the perfect blend of power and efficiency, and to get about 50 mpg, I mean, that is pretty incredible, and it's not even a sluggish car. When you are driving in this, it's a really comfortable seating position. The seats are very padded, tons of adjustments to where you can just sit here for hours and hours. It's a pretty quiet cabin too. It seems pretty refined, especially for not being, you know, a Lexus or a luxury brand. So I feel like they've done a good job just making this feel like a more upscale car without really breaking the bank. Obviously this one, you know, coming in close to 42 grand is on the higher price point. However, you know, you can get these for low 30s all day long, and it's pretty much the same car. So I like to see how Toyota does have a pretty good spectrum of the Camry to where you can really mix and match and get one that fits your budget. And it is impressive with like sport mode, especially when you kind of accelerate, you will feel just a little bit of torque steer, which is kind of funny to see. However, if you go with all-wheel drive, you're not really gonna feel that. But I think, you know, the front-wheel drive is definitely a more common one in our area. From what the dealer said, maybe 1 in 100 is going to be all-wheel drive in our area. So most people, they're going to opt for front-wheel drive, of course, the best efficiency, and I mean, it drives plenty good. Along with that, you know, the use of materials is pretty good. Everything you touch and feel looks nice, it feels nice. I think the screen is laid out very well. It's integrated nicely into the dash rather than just being the stuck-on tablet. And the fact that you have genuine leather on the door panels and everything, it really does make this car feel upscale. So I think they've done a good job making the Camry feel like a really nice car without really breaking the bank, honestly. And the overall driving characteristics, you don't really feel the engine electronics kick on. It's just a very seamless power delivery, whether or not you're in EV mode, eco mode, or sport mode. It just feels like a really smooth car. You got good acceleration, even good feedback from the steering wheel. This does have a sport tune suspension according to the window sticker. I mean, it's still very forgiving. It seems super smooth to drive. Good visibility as well, looking over your right and left shoulders. The rear headrests are a little on the bulky side, so when you look over your right shoulder, you know, they're a little in the way. However, the mirrors all do a great job to let you know what is going on around you. So overall, I like driving in the Camry. I feel like if you just need to rack up miles and you want to drive something that you actually want to be in, I think this is probably the best daily driver you could buy, especially when you look at the price spectrum and how they're all super efficient. So you really can't go wrong with any Camry you choose. It seems like a really good daily.